What's up, everybody? Coming at you live. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I figured with all the different questions in the post that we're doing, we need to take some time and answer some of the questions more in a video format because I think it is very, very helpful for a lot of y'all. Reading posts or something like that is great for some, but having these questions answered for you via video, maybe give some more examples, is just super helpful. So I have a few questions here that I want to answer, some things that have been coming in through the Facebook group, but also some other various sources like email, text that I get. Just some questions that I think are helpful that we should answer and kind of go over. And if you do have other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be sure to get those answered for you as well. But of course, just let me know whatever's going on with your business and any kind of issues that you're having. I'm always here to try to lend a hand and give you some help. All right. So a question that we did get from Ted the other day is how can I track keyword rankings? Ted, there's a number of different ways that you can do that. There's a number of different tools. Even inside, I'm not sure if your website is built on Carrot, but Carrot can now track keyword rankings inside of there. I forget how many free keywords that they do give you. Not exactly sure of the plan on and how that all works, but you can do that inside Carrot if your website's built on Carrot. Personally, I use a app called Pro Rank Tracker. Okay, it's proranktracker.com. It is a service, yes, that you have to pay for. There's a lot of them out there. That's the one I've been using for, I don't even know how many years now, 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know. But I have all my data in there. Every single website that I've ever tracked is in there. So I'm not looking to move from that, but that's what works for me. ProRank Tracker, it can send out automatic reports to yourself. It can track organic rankings, mobile rankings, map pack rankings. It can track just about everything you want. All right, it's pretty awesome. So proranktracker.com. All right. Another question here from Roger. What's the easiest way to see how many people are searching for a certain keyword? All right, so you're talking about search volume here. All right, and once again, there's a number of different ways that you can track the search volume or see the search volume, I should say. Of course, there's like Google Keyword Planner that you can always use. I don't really recommend it for beginners. I mean, it's not terribly difficult to use, but I don't know. It's there's other easier tools. The one that I like to use is actually in search, and that is Keywords Everywhere. I was drawing a blank on it there for a second. But if we go to Keywords Everywhere, like if we just go to Google and we type sell my house fast St. Louis, right? You'll see here, first off, the keywords, some of my extensions are overlaying on top of each other for some reason. So let me see if I can turn this one off. Uh, no, I didn't want to do that. I don't know. But you can see it says 390 a month there for that keyword. You can also come on down here and you can see that they show other similar keywords that you might be searching for. So it has the keywords, it has the volume, the CPC, it has all of this good stuff, and it goes on a credit system, and the credits are extremely cheap, extremely cheap. It has even topical keywords, just gives you a lot of good ideas. There's the keyword that we did search, sell my house fast St. Louis, 390 per month. We buy houses St. Louis, 390 a month. So you can kind of just instantly look there while you're searching. You don't have to use a specific tool, and you can see all of your search volume, which is very interesting, especially when you're not even trying to find these things and you're just searching something regular, like it's just some random thing that you're searching throughout the day, and you see that, oh my gosh, like 100 different people are searching for this every single month. That's kind of crazy. So it is kind of fun. It's called Keywords Everywhere. Let me click on it here. Yeah, keywords everywhere, keyword tool. It's a Chrome extension. Like I said, it does cost, but the credits are extremely cheap. You might buy a pack of credits. I think they have like $20 is like the lowest you can buy. It's not monthly or anything like that. You just buy like a pack of credits, and then as you're searching, it just, burns through the credits, but they last forever. Like I might refill once a year. So that's what I use. Keywords everywhere tool. All right. Let's go back over here. What's a geo-relevant backlink? Okay, Sergio asked that in the group. That was actually today. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Yeah, I went ahead and answered it here in the group as well. All right. But a geo-relevant backlink is a backlink that comes from another site that is geo-relevant to your business. So the example I gave is if he is in Dallas, all right, you want to get a backlink from another Dallas based business. Okay, that could be like the Chamber of Commerce in Dallas. It could be a restaurant in Dallas. It could be a local blogger in Dallas. It could be anybody. It doesn't matter. It could be any local business that is Dallas based that is linking to another Dallas website. Okay, Dallas company like your own, right? That is a geo relevant backlink. Google is seeing that this geo website, the same geo website, is linking to this geo website, right? It's the same geo, and they like that. It's relevant. Okay, it's geo relevance. So hopefully that makes sense. They are somewhat harder to get than the niche relevant links, I would say, because you got to find someone that is in your city that wants to link to you. A lot of times you can do link exchanges and link back to each other. There's a couple different ways of doing that, but that's why you want to make friends, build up your network that is around you. All right, so you can kind of get those geo-relevant backlinks. All right, because they do really, really, really help. All right, so hopefully that answers your question there, Sergio. All right. The next question is from Donnie. Should we do this search in incognito mode at home and on our mobile phone, or say at a public library computer? I feel like if I just search from my computer, the history of me going to my site to check things in the past will skew Google, what they show, or the Google results. And that is true. Okay. I forget which post that was, that question was coming on. Yeah, establishing your brand, I believe was this. Yeah, his question is right there. And the answer to that is yes. All right, because if you Google does track your history and your searches and stuff like that. So if you are Googling your brand name, all right, a lot of times you'll see that it is purple and not blue because it's showing that you already clicked on it. Also, now they're putting a little tag under the search results that says you visit this site very often. So like, if you're searching your brand name and like, you rank number 20, okay, sometimes it'll still show up number 1 because they know you've clicked on it. They know it's your website. They know that is what you're looking for. And so they show it number 1, and it'll have like a little tag under it. It'll say you search this very often, or you visit this site very often, right? So you definitely don't want to do that. That your results are being skewed in that manner. So yes, open an incognito tab. All right, that's the easiest way to do it because it's a cashless environment. You're not getting the history of your search results or what you've searched in the past. So that'll be the easiest way to do it, is incognito or a private browser of some sort, that isn't going off of your past searches. So yes, that is correct, Donnie. All right. Also, like I mentioned here, the GS location changer Chrome extension is very helpful, especially because I've noticed that a lot of times where your IP address is for your home internet is not exactly where you are located. So if you're doing a search, it's giving you results. If you're doing like a local search, it's giving you results for wherever that IP address is from your internet provider, which is not good. So, and a lot of times that could be hundreds of miles down the road. All right, so it's really skewing your local results. So having like the Chrome extension here, I'll show you right here. So I did that search here, and I don't even know what I have this set to. Yeah, well, I have it set to St. Charles County, but you can change it to like Minneapolis if you want. All right, and now if I do this search, right now it says results from Minneapolis. All right, so that's how you do it. It's a very, very useful tool. It's called GS Location Exchanger or GS Location Changer. It's by the Valentin app. You can find it in the Chrome store. Very, very simple. It's free. There's no credits or anything like that. It's very helpful to change your location, play around with things, and really, especially if your internet service provider is showing your location as a different than where you actually are. That's how you fix that. Okay. Um, let's go to the next one, which is from Steven. How do I fix it? He was talking about keyword cannibalization issues. That was the post that I was talking about. If you've ever posted blogs from Carrot's content packs or library. And guys, this doesn't even matter if it's from Carrot's content packs. You might have just another random website, or your site could be built on WordPress. It could be built on anything. If you have ever been just posting blogs that you bought from somewhere, or I don't know, maybe you bought them, or a VA did them and didn't know what they were doing, or maybe your past SEO guy, and especially if you did this years ago, okay, because this used to be a method that did work, but it doesn't work now with the helpful content update that came out a couple years ago. Okay, Google doesn't want to see it. So that, if you have a whole bunch of blogs that are targeting the same keyword, okay, so like you might be trying to rank for Sell My House Fast St. Louis, all right, on your home page, all right, but if you have a whole bunch of blogs, because the way Carrot did it was you had a whole bunch of blogs that the titles of them, and the H1s on them and all the content of them was like how to sell your house fast in St. Louis during a divorce, how to sell your inherited house in St. Louis, how to sell your hoarder house in St. Louis, how to sell your house as is for cash in St. Louis. You have all of these different blogs that are essentially trying to rank for the same St. Louis keywords, right? All of those blogs are now hurting your homepage, which is the one that you're actually trying to rank for Sell My House Fast St. Louis and Cash Home Buyers in St. Louis and We Buy Houses St. Louis, right? So you have all of these blogs that are keyword cannibalizing. They're sucking the life. It's like a leech, and it's confusing Google. You have all these pages that are trying to rank for the same general keyword. So Google is looking through your pages on your website, and they're like, well, this page is relevant, but this page is relevant, and this page is relevant. So what do I do? And at the end of the day, what Google does is they don't rank any of them. All right. So that's the problem. You want to clean it up. And back to the original question, which was how do I fix it? So you're going to go to Search Console. All right. You want to look in Search Console. Everybody should be running Search Console, Google Search Console. You just go to Google, search that. You can walk through it. You can input your website. And sometimes the first time you do it, it'll take a day or two to kind of crawl your website, figure everything out. But it will eventually show you the index pages and the non-index pages. If you go in there and you see a whole bunch of the non-index pages or all of those blog posts that are all targeting kind of the same keyword, you can just delete them. All right, you can just delete them, especially the ones that are not indexed yet. I can't go into all the different nuances of doing it because it would be a very long video. But if you have questions, you can always send them my way. I'll try to answer it, you know, and I can look at it too. Um, but there are little nuances here and there. But if you see that all of these blog posts have been crawled and they're not indexed, that means Google does not deem them to be quality. So if it's crawled and not indexed, just delete it. Okay. Google doesn't want to see it because, they're telling you we're not indexing it, so we don't want to show it to people. So you can delete it off your website, which helps everything on your website. So Google doesn't have to crawl them anymore. And if you honestly, even if some of them are indexed, they're still going to be taking the power away from the page that you're actually trying to show up when they do a search. Okay. So even if you do see some of them indexed, a lot of times you can delete those as well. But honestly, I wouldn't delete them. I would 301 redirect them. So if traffic does go to them, then it just goes to the page that you want showing. Okay. So if you have questions about that, I know it's a little detailed. You can send them my way. I'll try to help out. All right. And then let's see what else we got here. Last question we have is from Sarah. Should we even be doing blog posts on our cash buyer sites? So that kind of piggybacked off of that post that I made about posting the content packs, because it's really confusing that, they have all these free blog posts that you can post, right? And I'm saying to delete them. And so now you're wondering, well, should I even be doing blog posts on our cash buyer sites? And to be very clear, and I've said this for years, you can check the receipts, you can go back in the group, and you can find these posts, all right? But I don't recommend it, okay? Mainly because they get you in trouble, all right? And by trouble, I mean you run into keyword cannibalization issues. You run into issues where you're competing for the same keywords, okay? If you want to run a blog, if you want to post them on an external website, okay, that then links to your website, okay, but not your actual cash home buyer website where you're trying to collect the leads, all right? You don't even need a blog. A lot of local sites don't need a blog whatsoever, all right? There are ways that you can do a blog and it can be good, it can benefit you, it can be safe, but more times than not, especially after the helpful content update, is you're going to hurt your website eventually, because there's only so many things that you can blog about and not use the same keywords that you're trying to rank for on like your service pages or your home page or your city pages, right? You have to keep the blogs super generic or blog on the state level if you're trying to rank for the city pages. That can be a safe way of doing it, but you can't have you can't go past more than like 10 different blogs, because there's not that many things to write about. So you can have like a blog about selling your house during a divorce, or as is, or like a fire damaged house or a hoarder house, something like that around the state level. And then you're linking it, to like the homepage, or interlinking those blogs, things like that. But bottom line is, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get in trouble, all right? And you're gonna have all these blogs on your site. You're gonna have all these city pages. You're gonna have great content. You're gonna have great backlinks. You're thinking you're doing everything right, and you're wondering why you're not ranking still. And a lot of times it's because the helpful content update is killing you. All of those blogs are keyword cannibalizing everything, and it's killing you. I see it every single day. Almost every audit that I do has these issues going on, especially if it's a Carrot site. And that's not a diss on Carrot, okay? It's simply because that used to be a method that works, and it has to be cleaned up, and people don't know to clean it up, don't know how to clean it up, don't want to mess up their website. It's just one of those things. So should you be doing blog posts on your cash buyer sites? I would recommend no, because unless you're working with someone that knows exactly what they're doing, I would say no. all right? Because it's too easy to mess it up. Focus on your homepage, focus on your about page, your our company page, focus on your city pages, have those good, unique content, and you'll be fine. Okay, you don't need the blog post to rank. If you want to do a blog, if you have to do a blog. No matter what I say, you're going to do a blog. Do it on an external site. Okay. Do it on medium.com. Do it on, I don't know, sites.google.com. Do it on something else. Okay. There's lots of blogging sites out there that you can find on Blogger, Blogspot, um, Tumblr. You can run a blog on those and then link back to your website if you really have to do a blog. All right. So hopefully this helps. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I will go back and check them. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day and hope this was